Oh, the sounds of jazz will reverberate across Johannesburg this weekend. The city is hosting a premier event, the Joy of Jazz Festival. It'll feature top musicians from across the country as well as other parts of the world. Among them, Cuban pianist Roberto Fonseca and US Grammy award-winning trumpeter Wynton Marsalis. Tebogo Alexander caught up with the celebrated musician and began by asking him how the recent New York concert celebrating the South African songbook was received.
It was received very well. The audience loved it, but we enjoyed playing with all the great artists, Tandy and Tebogo, and it was a learning experience for us, and our entire orchestra loved it. We have a lot of arrangers. They love the music, of course, and it was a great atmosphere, collegiality, and it's the first step. We'll do other things, and we'll, as the years pass, we'll come up with even more things to do that will be even more impactful.
How did that project come about? Are you familiar with the South African songbook? I'm sure you're familiar with the Hugh Masekelas and the Miriam Makebas.
Sure. I'm familiar with some of the artists, but I'm not as educated as I am now, or as I'm going to be. I don't remember exactly how. I know we always think about because the South African musicians have a special place in the history of jazz, so we know about the artists. And also, I knew Becky Mseleku, so there was always the thought of how can we look around the world and figure out how to put roots. We really think more in terms of what our students will end up doing when we're not even here, and just lay enough of a good foundation for them to continue to develop on the spirit and feeling of the music around the world.
Please talk to us a bit about the music you heard, the songbook.
For us, it's first of all, the music is great. The artists are great. So each one represents a different concept in a world, as musicians do, as artists do. And for us, one thing is important. We don't do projects. This is our life. And we are musicians, and we are unbelievably dedicated. And I'm not just speaking for myself, our entire orchestra. And even now, we've played the concert, and we're still talking to each other about, can we get this rhythm right, or why was this not right in the arrangement? And we're going to continue to do that. And when we start to exchange, when the musicians come to America, and when we send our students here, when we start to develop more and more things, you'll see how this was just a jumping off point for us at this time. But our ancestors, when we talk about, we go way back into the past, and we talk about the earliest musicians, South African musicians that were playing jazz, even before Hugh Masekela. It's part of one tradition. And we're always trying to expand and broaden and be contemporary in that tradition and make that timeless statement. So this is for us, it's enlightening. It's been an enlightening time of playing and learning, and we have a lot to learn, and we know that.
For audiences who will be watching this interview, what can they expect from the concert this weekend?
They can expect just absolute musicianship and deep collegiality around meaning. Like this is not a kind of show. We're not trying to be a commercial product. We want it to be entertaining, but we're trying to find each other musically, and we're trying to get deeper into the music and play better. And that we're very dedicated. Of the 15 musicians, Jazz Lincoln Center Orchestra, we're very dedicated to excellence in music and to communicate and bring the spirit of love and of soul and the blues and all the things that are the foundation of jazz. And we love our guests. Like when McCoy stands up to play, we love him. I can't, Tandy, the Tebogo, I don't even know what to say about him. He's playing on a different show with Duke Ellington. The entire experience, Melanie, everybody and Vuyo is one of our families. So, when Vuyo comes to sing with us, he's been with us at Jazz Lincoln Center. He's like a son to me. So, yeah, we have a familial tie with him, and all the different types of music, from the traditional music to the most contemporary music with time changes to just really beautiful sing-song music. We're trying to play the same with that feeling, and so we're going to be for real. We're honored to be here, and we're going to demonstrate that by the seriousness and level of our playing.
Yep, the legendary Wynton Marsalis. If you're at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, you're going to get to hear him play. He was speaking to Tebogo Alexander. And that's where we're going to leave